Coming up, how an executive order from President Trump could affect the growing tensions with Iran. Plus, Kentucky lawmakers continue to work on a pension relief bill. We will have more on a possible upcoming special session. And the latest on a story we first brought you yesterday morning out of Bell County involving a man firing a gun at police.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:32 on this Tuesday. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning. Well, for once, afternoon, we're not expecting rain. That's the good news. This morning, the bad news is you're going to have to deal with quite a bit of fog. And if you're traveling between Jackson and Hazard, be ready on 15 to have to take some detours due to an overturned tanker truck. Let's bring Brandon this morning for an update on what to expect weather-wise. Brandon, temperatures are going to be nice. And overall today, it's going to be pretty.
Exactly. A couple of stray showers in that fog, the big issues this morning. So be careful as you're traveling. Otherwise, a nice and quiet day for once. Let's take a look at the hazard cam this morning outside the WYMT studios. And again, the fog off in the distance, but starting to back off a little bit. We could even see the buildings across the street a little earlier this morning. Still some cloudy skies though around there and over Whitesburg, but again, the fog is hanging out across parts of the area as well. We're taking a look at visibility, of course, down in the Cumberland Valley. Very low visibility there. Harlan at 1 mile. Everybody else there at Middlesboro, Jacksboro, less than a mile. So be careful this morning, especially if you're traveling south. Temperatures in the 60s area wide, only heading toward the 80s later today, and the deeper into the day we get, the more the sunshine will shine through. 82 your official forecast high. I have the latest forecast and the 7-day coming up here in a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, we'll be back with you. Well, the White House unveiled a new round of sanctions against Iran Monday, but Iranian officials continue to refuse President Trump's invitation to hold talks. The Iranian economy has been strangled by U.S. sanctions on its oil industry and other targets. But these new sanctions may have a minimal impact because top Iranian officials are unlikely to have significant assets in international banks. Iran's UN ambassador accused the U.S. of waging economic warfare.
How can we start a dialogue with somebody whose primary preoccupation is to put more sanctions on Iran?
President Trump says he's shown restraint towards Tehran, but warned that might not last. The White House says the downed drone was operating above international waters. Iran insists it was in its airspace when it was shot down on June 20th. Meanwhile, surprise health care bills could soon be a thing of the past thanks to another executive order signed by President Trump. Reed Binion has the latest on that front.
We believe the American people have a right to know the price of services before they go to visit the doctor.
President Trump signing a new executive order requiring that hospitals provide costs of health care services before they're given to give people a chance to find cheaper choices.
Hospitals will be required to publish prices that reflect what people actually pay for services in a way that's clear, straightforward, and accessible to all, and you'll be able to price it among many different potential providers.
The order doesn't specify what level of detail hospitals have to go into about prices, and the chief executive of the trade group America's Health Insurance Plans says it will be bad for patients, saying in a statement, quote, publicly disclosing competitively negotiated proprietary rates will reduce competition and push prices higher, not lower. President Trump says the new order will not only cut health care prices, it'll give patients more power.
Here you can keep your doctor, but you can also maybe find somebody other than your doctor at your choice, and that would be based on talent and would also be based on price. Because of this, you'll be able to search out for the right doctor, and it really is, in the truest sense, the opposite of Obamacare.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Now, insurance companies claim they lost $12 billion under the Affordable Care Act. Now the Supreme Court could decide if they can recover that money. The cases involve a fund that was designed to protect insurers from losses. Insurers say they only receive a fraction of the payments they were owed and racked up huge losses. They sued the Department of Health and Human Services last year. A federal appeals court ruled against the insurers in the lawsuit. Well, Senator Bernie Sanders' push for free college just got a whole lot bigger. The Democratic presidential candidate is expected to unveil the College for All Act this week. It would wipe out all student debt. Currently, about 45 million Americans have student loans. You're listening to one right now. Sanders' proposal would cancel debt for all of them, regardless of their income or assets. It would be paid for a new tax on Wall Street. Well, let's get back here at home. Kentucky lawmakers continue to work on a pension relief bill. The Pension Oversight Board met in Frankfort on Monday. They heard a proposal for a revamped bill. It would allow some agencies to stay in the pension system or opt out and join a new retirement plan. The plan also offers relief for 1 year.
The focus on this is to not put anybody out of business. It's providing what will be affordable options.
A special session to address pensions still has not been called. Lawmakers have until August 10th to pass some form of pension relief. Well, employers and addiction care representatives came together in Lexington yesterday for the Kentucky Opioid Summit. At the event, speakers addressed how the epidemic is a growing concern for the state's workforce. Leaders of different treatment centers like Kayla Parsons with Addiction Recovery Care offer ways to help people not only recover, but also land a job.
A major component of our program is vocational training, giving our clients a purpose for life. And we've really found that that is kind of the trick to getting somebody into long-lasting recovery.
There are several treatment centers in the state that help people find jobs while in recovery. People at the event say one of the problems those in recovery face is fighting the stigmas about drug users when they apply for a job. Doctors say it is a miracle he is still alive. One Pike County man was shot and seriously injured early Sunday morning in Lexington. He played football at Belfry High School and now plays at Eastern Kentucky University. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher talked with his high school coaches about the strength of Cam and Catron.
The game of life is a lot like football. Tackling your problems, blocking your fears, and scoring points when you get the opportunity.
The thing that everybody knew about Cameron, that he was going to give his very best.
Those who know Cameron Catron are facing a tough opponent after he was shot outside of Two Keys Tavern in Lexington early Sunday morning.
I was concerned, we were all concerned.
I was devastated.
You know, hit you in the gut.
Todd Castle, Matt Varney, and Philip Haywood are football coaches at Belfry High School.
When one individual here in Pond Creek is hurting or a family is hurting, they all come together.
Cameron played from 2013 until 2017, guiding his team to state championship victories all 4 years.
And I think he's a very tough-minded individual.
Now he plays football for Eastern Kentucky University.
I mean, he's one of ours, even though he's moved on to the college level. He's still a Belfry kid.
He's known for his big heart and fire passion for the game.
It's going to be a long, hard road, but, you know, if there's one young man that can conquer this, it's him.
And while number 10 may be down,
oh, there's no way this is going to take him over.
He is not out.
I don't know, I was just relaxed and in my zone, and I kind of wanted to do that for 4 years, and now it finally happened, so.
In Pike County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, we talked with Cameron Catron's mother yesterday. She says the doctors told her he was nearly dead when he arrived at the hospital. He had surgery Monday afternoon, and we are told it was successful. Well, a Bell County man is behind bars after allegedly shooting into neighbors' homes and shooting at police. Police say they were called around midnight Monday morning. We're told Charles Lawson shot into the home of a neighbor before burning his own house. During a several-hour standoff, he exchanged gunfire with police. Law enforcement officials say they are glad no one was injured.
We're always scared for ourselves and him and the community. I'm just glad that it ended with no one getting hurt. And that's always your number one priority.
Lawson was charged with wanton endangerment, first-degree assault of a police officer, and attempted murder of a police officer. He is being held at the Bell County Detention Center. Well, it's 6:41 on this Tuesday morning. It's going to be a foggy start, but afternoon or so, it should clear up. In Eastern Kentucky, should see nice temps and a clear sky. Brandon?
That's right. We're going to see that clouds and some fog this morning across the area. It's lower elevations, valleys, and up on top of the ridges, seeing those clouds right now. Visibility getting worse across parts of the Cumberland Valley, so keep that in mind this morning as you're traveling. You could run into some patchy dense fog pretty much everywhere. A few scattered showers, a little bit of stray shower activity rolling around the region, but for the most part, things are pretty dry this morning. Just that fog, that moisture in the air. Temperatures in the 60s area-wide, 63 in Wise. The coolest spot, 68 in several locations. The warmest spot, that's a few degrees cooler than it was this time yesterday, including 10 degrees colder down into Middlesboro. Out the door forecast for you today. Low 80s for temperatures, less humid behind the cold front, and it's going to be a very nice day and a dry day, which we desperately need. Will?
Yes, we do, Brandon. Yes, we do. Well, we will have stories that are trending on WYMT.com next. As always, thank you for joining us right here on Mountain News this morning. Those stories consist of, we will take you to Harlan to show you a huge art project that's in the works, even with some gloomy weather.